Hello, and thank you for tuning in. We are going to cover the sign of Cancer in the Living by the Moon series at this time. And thank you for all of you who are tuning in. And I hope you're doing well. Hope your day, whatever day you're listening to this message, is going well, and you are in constant pursuit of ascending and elevating back to your original status, and that is your true spirit nature, that is the purest form of you. Okay, and so that is really the purpose of the channel, and is to help us get through these things and to learn together, to grow together as a soul tribe, as a one nation, regardless of whether or not we actually ever meet face to face. No doubt energetically we are connected, because it really is really just oneness. And so, yes, so Cancer. Okay, so Cancer, your symbol is the crab, a sea and land dwelling animal known for its hard protective shell that encases its soft interior. Your element is of water, characterized by fluidity, emotionality, reflection, and nonlinear understanding. Nonlinear understanding is very important. Modality, which again, as always, that covers which prizes initiation, ambition, and being enterprising. Your planetary ruler, Cancer Moon, is emotions, and your planetary ruler is the moon. I was reading in my head, which represents emotions, material instincts, and the cyclical nature of life. Okay. So your essential needs are feeling at home, Cancer Moon. You love having a cozy abode where you can rest and nest, retreat and renew. Your home is so important to you, and it shows. It doesn't even have to be fancy, just as long as you're surrounded by your creature comforts and its spirit reflects the care you put into it. You're happy. Okay? And so your place of home is extremely important to you, and you like to decorate it, make it your own. You're probably one who have pictures hanging all on the walls, more pictures than perhaps your kids would like for you to have hanging on the wall. But yes, you're probably one of those individuals. And so another essential for you is being part of a family. And again, that goes back to the home, right? And so you are one who definitely, probably from childhood, you dreamt of the whole family and taking care of the kids and cooking the meals and playing out in the yard with the kids. You're that person who had the white picket fence, like, from day one. Perfect family. You've never seen yourself by yourself. You're extremely close to your family, and it's important for you to keep that group together. So you might be considered the glue of the family in some cases. All right. And so being a part of the family, Cancer moon sign, or moon in Cancer, with this, there's a strong need of connecting to the clan, and that clan is extremely important to you. Feeling that you are a part of a tribe with shared roots lends a sense of security and belonging. Surrounding yourself with people who have known you over time, upon whom you can depend, can really be comforting. Okay, so you, Cancer Moon, probably are someone who keeps the same friends for long periods of time. In fact, you may not even move very often because of that concern about losing connection with those friends. Growing up, because of my polygamous father's lifestyle, we moved a lot. And so I went to 3 different high schools in 4 years, and 2 different states. We moved a lot. And that was because, of course, him trying to hide his lifestyle. And so then it became a problem when more of the younger kids, I'm the eldest of the 17, but when younger kids started to get older, and a lot of them started going to school at the same time, okay, that also began to be a problem when different women would show up, same last name and same father listed. That would be a little interesting, I'm sure. I wasn't around for those days. I was in the military, but I can only imagine. Yes, so you, Cancer Moon, probably, thankfully, do not live that lifestyle, I hope. But you certainly have a strong sense of family, and keeping that clan, as I read, is extremely important to you. So you probably have a lot of family traditions that have been carried down for generations, whether that's around this time of the year for the holidays or what have you. I remember hearing this funny story, and it speaks to knowing the reason why we do things. And I know I'm gonna change the story I'm gonna change the story in regards to, but not change the meaning of the story, because the way that I was told it, I don't remember all the pieces, but I remember the core message, which is still in the story that I'm going to tell, if that makes sense. So here's the story. So there's this daughter. It was the holiday season. She wanted to cook a ham, and this was her first time out. So, of course, as many daughters and sons, I've called my mother for recipes. And so, daughter calls the mother for this specific recipe and this pan that her mother used to cook this ham in, and she only saw her mother use this pan, and she didn't have this type of pan, okay, and so she calls her mom, and she asks her mom, she says, I wasn't able to find this type of pan, so I'm not sure if it's going to cook right. Can I use a different kind of pan? Okay. And her mother said, well, yeah, of course you can use a different pan. She's like, oh, okay, I wasn't sure because I've never seen you use a different pan. And then I saw grandma, she used the same pan as you used, and I just thought she was like, no. It started because at the time, this is the only type of pan that grandma could afford, and blah, 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 right? And so sometimes we do things out of tradition that really carry no significance, okay? And so while family traditions and all of that are wonderful, and they create fantastic memories and things, again, that last for generations, and traditions that feed the family, we have to be careful, too, of those things that really have become lifeless that we continue to do and lend our time and attention to, that are really kind of fruitless. So expressing your emotions, okay? As the water sign in the zodiac, as the first water sign in the zodiac, Cancer is connected to a fountain of feelings. You have a deep reservoir of emotions that need acknowledgement and tending. Sometimes, as if out of nowhere, a swell of emotions may emerge, and the next thing you know, a mood captures you, and it seems like it just won't let go. Okay, so that's something to be aware of, Cancer. And the other 2 water signs, by the way, are Pisces and Scorpio. is the emotions, okay? And I know it's interesting that the emotional part of the Scorpio is such a is an important, and the emotional side of no matter what your zodiac sign is important, but it's extremely important when talking about the zodiac signs, those zodiac or the water zodiac signs. Just because of my own personal experience with Scorpios in particular. So I just find it kind of funny that it speaks about the emotions and that. And my experience has been most Scorpios lack emotion or are narcissists in some way, if not full blown. So your superpowers, and again, that's nothing against Scorpios. Again, that's my experience so far. Again, I look forward to meeting nice Scorpios, pleasant Scorpios. Your superpowers. Okay, so you are very caring and nurturing. Okay, you are the mama bear, Cancer moon, driven to feed, nurture, nourish, protect those that you cherish. And again, it lends itself to being a great homemaker, whether you're a male or a female, right? That means that you, again, you hold family very dear. You are very nurturing. You tend to be one that, when everybody's standing there laughing, at the one that fell down and scraped their knee, you're the one that goes over and has the Band-Aid. You're that person. Not to say that any other sign isn't, again, right? But this is something that stands out in the heart portion of your superpower, Cancer moon. Okay. Entertaining skills. Okay, so you tend to be a great entertainer. Let's see. You love feeding people, making sure they are nourished, have a nourished body, mind, and soul. You adore communing with others, notably when that involves sharing a meal. Okay, whether it's a gathering around a table or a campfire, you've got the cooking chops to cater to your guests. Okay, and so you, again, that's part of having such a warm and loving home. Is that you provide that type of atmosphere. So you might have a home that all of your sons and daughters' kids camped out at, right? Growing up, I remember being a teenager, one of the people that you've heard me speak about is the lady that I took to prom. Her name is Carrie. Her first name is, and she passed on December 6th of 2017, and we had been friends since we were 16, and we all started at the same job at the same place, the movie theater in Altamont Springs, Florida, and so a lot of us, probably 30 of us or so, it was a good size tight-knit group, and probably, I think there's 4 or 5 marriages that came from that group and that are still married today. But just a phenomenal and unique group, just a unique opportunity. But where I was going to go with that is her house was the house that we hung out at most of the time. Okay, and if it wasn't her house, then it was the gentleman who you often refer to as my best friend. His first name is Scott. Okay, so and their homes were extremely warm. Their parents were extremely nice. In fact, Scott's family, I'm a brother to them. That's who they consider me. That's who his mom, his dad, and all that. That's who they consider me. His sister. and all that. Their kids consider me an uncle. So it's again, unique, special, blessed friendship, relationship that's lasted 32 years. But yeah, so Carrie's house was one of those houses that we went to all the time. In fact, there are many pictures when there's like 15 of us just gathered in her living room, right? In this big old group, and we're just all in there taking this picture or whatever, sitting around. But they had that type of house, right? That it was welcoming, it was warm, everybody felt comfortable there, and her parents were willing to pull it up with 10, 12, 15 teenagers in their house at this one time. So, it was good, right? But her parents provided that type of living environment, okay, and entertaining space, okay? And so your third superpower, Cancer Moon, is your intuition. You're really tuned in as a sensitive soul. It's like you can read the currents around you as well as the waves of feelings that others are experiencing. This gives you quite an intuitive capacity, a powerful resource that can forge your ability to nourish yourself and create a path that is really nourishing. Additionally, trusting your gut is a talent that you can channel as you seek to help others, something inherently important to you. Okay? So this is how you can help others specifically or isolated to the spiritual side, right? And I do believe, and I say that like that because if you provide a warm home for someone, your children's friends, your spouse, your pets, your friends, and you provide a safe haven, a nourishing place, then that also helps them spiritually, whether they recognize that or not. Okay, providing those physical things also helps. So if you feed someone physically, that helps their spirit, that helps their soul. Okay, and so, all right. So your kryptonite, Cancer Moon, is wistfulness. Okay, so you have a strong appreciation. Let me move this. So you have a strong appreciation for the past that at times you can become overly attached to. This longing can shower you with sadness and also pull you away from truly living in the present moment. That's not to say that you should avoid being nostalgic. After all, reflecting on joyful events and having grief when experiencing loss is natural and healthy. Okay. All right, subjectivity. All right. While sensitivity is one of your strengths, Cancer Moon, sometimes you may be immersed in your emotions, so immersed in your emotions that you lose your objectivity. This may especially be true when you fear that someone or something you cherish is threatened, or you instinctively jump into mama bear mode. Okay? Excessive subjectivity may then shroud your clarity. I was going to say your judgment. Yeah. Cloud your clarity and ability to see situations from a wide range of angles. So you become narrow-minded, shallow-minded. You put the blinders on, as we put on the horses, right, that are pulling a carriage, right? You put those on and you can only see only what's within that framework. Okay. And so then you can no longer see the forest for focusing on the tree. Okay. And that is an isolated type of mindset. You should be able to see the forest and the trees. Right. Okay. And indirectness. Okay. Crabs are known to move in an indirect fashion. This is true. They do not go in a straight line. Scuttling sideways here and there until they finally reach their destination. Like that sidling creature, your moon sign totem, you may often proceed along indirect routes. I can speak I can speak to that for myself. Given that you find moving circuitously, I think that's how you pronounce that, circuitously, comforting, as it allows you to ascertain how you feel in moment to moment. So rather than go in a straight line, you believe or you feel as though that doesn't give you the broadest spectrum in regards to your feeling or your view of the situation. And so because of that, as a Cancer moon, you tend to maybe, kind of walk back and forth, kind of side to side instead of, straight north and south, I guess, as they would say in, I guess in football terms, running north and south. So, yes. All right. So that was indirectness. So, Cancer moon. Okay. So, of course, your water sign, the first of the zodiac water signs. And as that, you're in an element where you're in your element when you're in the water, which is a wonderful thing since the aqueous can have amazing healing benefits, and water can be extremely healing, and that's in general, very, very much so. And it's also a way of, also can be used to heal your energy as well. Your energy, so your chakras and things of that nature, it can be used for that, just as sage or Palo Santo or candles, right? But if you don't have a tub, don't worry. Just fill a basin with warm water and enjoy a relaxing foot soak, okay? And again, the energy points and chakras that I mentioned, we have on the bottom of our foot. One foot has organs, right? So literally, there's a point on your foot that points to your kidney, points to your liver, goes to your pancreas, right? And then on the other foot, we actually have the chakras that are within our body and around us, actually, on the other foot, okay? And so soaking your feet in water, okay, can certainly help physically and spiritually, energetically, okay? Turning to the past, okay, and this is nurturing strategies, okay? So using water to heal, to soothe, to comfort, to cleanse is important. And then turning to the past, okay? Your prized traditions and and have a penchant for the past. Because again, you're traditional, so holding on to traditions, loving family, wanting that nest, loving how that nest feels, all the pictures on the wall, and I don't know who has photo albums today. All of those things are digital. But if you do, you probably have 10, 12, 15 of them, right? If you're a strong Cancer moon. As such, you may find a special kinship with folk remedies, okay? Whether these are herbs or foods that your parents or grandparents relied upon, or those from cultures to which you feel an affinity. Adding these to your self-care repertoire can be a boon to your betterment. So I remember growing up and seeing something that was in a couple of relatives' fridge, and it is I think it's I want to say it's castor oil. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? But it was like this tar tar black stuff that looked like, I don't even know how someone could even drink it. It looked so thick, but they swear it would like cure cancer. And I want to say that's what it was, but that I might have that wrong again. That's 40 years ago. I'm trying to remember. But was that what it was? Castor oil, not liver oil. Fish oil, something. Yeah, something. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I think of when I think of that, and or when I read that. And perhaps you have remedies and things like that you pass down. I know growing up, if you had a stomach ache, Judy would always give us 7-Up or ginger ale, and she swear ginger ale again would like cure cancer. Like anything's wrong, you have a headache, drink some ginger ale. What? I just said my leg fell off. You want me to drink ginger ale? Is that going to help? But yeah, and obviously no, not in those cases. But yeah. So honoring cyclicity, okay? So understanding and honoring the cycles of life. Again, lunar cycle, we're talking about the moon, obviously, right? So honoring the lunar cycles is extremely important to a Cancer moon. It should be important to us all, but let's find out why it's standing out for a Cancer moon. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and just like Luna, which continuously moves through different phases, your sign is known for its cyclical nature. This may help to explain why your moods, sexual drive, and even sleep needs may wax and wane from time, or may wax and wane. Understanding your cycles is therefore instrumental for shepherding your health. To do so in a journal or calendar, track the ups and downs of different realms of your being, the ones previously mentioned or those that waver over time. Very interesting. After a while, see what patterns emerge, customizing your self-care approach accordingly. So, for example, if it's hard to fall asleep after a full moon, wind down earlier than you usually do. Or if you realize you're always more emotionally sensitive on Mondays, schedule activities accordingly. I think we could all benefit from honoring the lunar cycles, which is why I'm sharing this, of course. But that brings up some interesting points and reasons why we should honor. And again, not just Cancer moon signs. Okay, so your stress spotlight, the need to belong. Okay, and again, that lends itself to the family unit, to the home unit, and wanting to create that place, that special place for everyone who's in your life. Experiencing a sense of belonging is essential to those with Cancer moons. Feeling part of a tribe, whether it's your family, friends group, or even the country in which you live, is a key to your happiness. As such, when you feel disconnected from others, it can cause distress and upset. Even an acute situation, like your relatives not taking your ideas for the holiday gathering seriously, can leave you uneasy. Okay, so it's important for the Cancer moon to include everyone. So they're definitely, again, a family gatherer. They're the place everyone gathers at, for get-togethers and things like that. And they like that because that helps them. That feeds their soul. Okay, and yet at the same time, Cancer moon has to be careful that when their advice or their suggestion isn't taken, that it doesn't necessarily mean that it's something personal. And in fact, in most cases, it's not something personal. It's just a different preference. So, for instance, if everyone decides to have Christmas dinner at grandma's this year and not at the Cancer Moon signs place like they have for the last 10 years, 20 years, whatever, right? It's nothing personal. Everybody just chooses to have it at grandma's house this year. And that's what everyone wants. Grandma's getting older. Maybe they want more time with her. Want to make this one extra special. Who knows? Maybe it's a special birthday, right? But be okay with it, okay? Be okay with being a part of someone else's plan and not necessarily having yours be selected first. And we've all made suggestions that we gave and looked back at it and said, I know you guys wish you took it, right? But we've also looked back and said, I wish I took that advice instead of the one that I take. So that's all. Just, yeah, don't sweat that stuff. Okay. All right. So health focus. Okay. So your stomach, Cancer Moon, is of importance here. Okay. It makes sense that the stomach is one of the areas ruled by the moon sign. After all, Cancer is associated with nourishment, and the stomach is where the process of digestion begins in earnest. Additionally, with your intuitive and emotional orientation, trusting your gut is quite important. Stomach acids play a key role in the digestive process, and having either too much or too little is something that can have a big impact on our well-being. Okay, and so Cancer Moons, you guys may suffer from acid reflux or GERD or some other type of stomach, you may show signs of irritable bowel syndrome or something like that, especially when you're nervous or you're anxious, right? You may deal with some of that. Or when you get that uneasy feeling that we read about in your feeling of needing to belong. So just be aware of that. And again, trust your gut. No, because your gut is your intuition. Most High has given humans, so many different sensors to pick up on his yeses and his yays and his nays. I mean, he's given us so many. We have a crown chakra. We have a third eye chakra. We have a heart chakra. We have a throat chakra. We have a solar plexus chakra, a sacral, and we have a root chakra. But in addition to those 7, we also have 107 other chakras that are located in our bodies, right, and around us on the outside of us, right? And so he really has given us all of the tools that we need to bring heaven and earth together in fulfilling our prophecy here. And that has nothing to do with religion. That has nothing to do with a Bible or a book of any kind. That has everything to do with your intuition and your energy alignment with Most High and being your true self. That's what that has everything to do with. It has nothing to do with anything that's in a book. Books are good and they provide information, but yes, and they are a reference guide, but we were never meant to live by a book. Man was never meant to live that way. Okay, because if we were, when he created Adam, he would have given Adam one, but he didn't. Okay. Your sun and your moon. So now we're going to look at, as we have with the others, we're going to look at the Cancer moon sign coupled with the 12, including Cancer, 12 zodiac signs. Okay, so the first is being an Aries. So if you are an Aries sun and a Cancer moon, okay, this is what you should focus on. Or you can see it as if you are an Aries sun, okay, right? When your sun is in, or when your moon sign, is in Cancer. Okay, I think I said that correctly. I think so. Okay, so Aries sun and Cancer moon. Okay, you are a self-starter who can be a courageous advocate for yourself. I think that's what that's supposed to say. It looks like that's cut off. For yourself and others. Okay. When it comes to the way you proceed through life, you have two different styles. With an Aries sun, you can be fast and direct, while with a Cancer moon, you often like to proceed slowly and in a circuitous way, or circuitous manner. And again, that goes back to, again, honoring the cycles, honoring the cyclical nature of life. Okay. And Taurus Cancer, feeling a sense of security is really important and has you motivated to safeguard your emotions and possessions. You're sensitive to surroundings and want your home to be a comforting abode. With a sensual-oriented Taurus sun and a nurturing Cancer moon, you love to cook and or enjoy sumptuous meals. Okay, so Taurus Cancer, you are probably a pretty good cook. And feel free to send some my way. No, but you are probably a pretty good cook, because the things that here is I don't know what I would call them. I've written some of these down over time, but some things that make absolute sense. Yeah, we tend to, I don't know what to call those, but here's an example. The things that we love to do are the things that we tend to be great at. To me, that sounds like a no-brainer, but yeah, I don't know what to call those, but yeah, right. So again, it's the same thing with time. Wherever you focus your time is what gets your attention. Whether you are physically there paying attention, like mentally paying attention, or you are just physically there. If you are there, if that's where your time is being spent, that's where your attention's going. Whether you're consciously aware of that or not, you are certainly subconsciously spending that time there. All right. So Gemini Cancer, all right, you're a blend of curiosity, sensitivity, powered by both your mind and heart. Oftentimes, you may find yourself drawn to playing a mother role to your friends or siblings. With your Gemini sun, you love to learn, and with your Cancer moon, much of what captures your interest are the subjects of home and family. So I think I know a couple people that at least sound like they fit there, especially the role of being mother to everyone. So if you are a double Cancer, so you're a Cancer sun, Cancer moon, okay, as a double Cancer, it's important for you to proceed at a slow pace. Doing so gives you the space to welcome and process your powerful emotions. Whether it's gardening, cooking, or doing DIY decorative projects, you're drawn to activities that enhance your home and your ability to nourish others. Okay, Cancer. Cancer. Leo Cancer. You care a lot about people. With your Cancer moon, you are sensitive to their needs, while with your Leo sun, you want them to shine. Your wellspring of emotions can power your creative projects. Children, even if you don't have any of your own, may play an important role in your life. Okay? And so, on to Virgo, Cancer. Okay. You're known for dedication and devotion. It's important for you to serve others, helping them to feel their very best. With a health-oriented Virgo sign and a sensitive Cancer sign, it's clear that you only it's clear to you that only by honoring your emotions can you experience optimal well-being. Okay? And that is true for everyone. So we can take a lesson from this Virgo-Cancer combination, right? And honor our emotions and don't run from them. And again, the old adage about men don't cry is a bunch of bullshit. So don't adhere to stuff like that. Same thing with women, you know. Whatever those things happen to be, you know, that women are too emotional, you know, that's no. It all has to be tempered. It all has to be metered. It all has to be all of that. It does. Because we're given emotions, but we shouldn't act egoic with them, right? Through our ego nature and act as a king and be a taker. And then we also, right, or too far into our masculine energy and become narcissistic. And we also should not be punching bags as defined feminines or those who are especially nurturing or have the gift of nurturing, because being a nurturer is a gift, because at some point or another you are needed, and that's for certain, and that's in everyone's life. Nurturer, you're going to be needed in everyone's life, or everyone's life is going to need you. Okay. All right, Scorpio, Cancer. With a very protective nature, you have an instinctive tendency to defend both yourself and others. At times, you love when things are stirred up, while at other moments, it interferes with your need for placidity. With a passionate Scorpio sun, and sensitive Cancer moon, you're a deep feeling creature. Right? Cancer moon, Scorpio sun, that one was. Sagittarius sun, Cancer moon. You love traveling and also love returning home. When on a journey, you can have an instinctive sense of the places and activities that will feel the most nourishing. With a broad-minded Sagittarius sun and an emotional Cancer moon, you have both a philosophical and instinctive approach to life. Okay, I can certainly speak to the philosophical side of that particular profile. And Capricorn, Cancer. You're skilled at creative structures that have people may feel. Wait, excuse me. Let me start that over. You're skilled at creating structures that have people feel that they belong. As you work and play and family life are all important to you. Find the balance between these. You're drawn to a provider type of nature. Of the financial support due to your Cancer sign and the emotional support of your Capricorn sun, and your emotional support of your Cancer moon. I don't know why it was so difficult to read that. So Capricorn, Cancer, you sound like you are someone who is diligent, someone who's hardworking, someone who works hard. You might be maybe kind of a workaholic, right? And so maybe to watch the balance between the strong and right desire to provide for your family and also being there emotionally for them, because oftentimes people who, especially those who are, actually no, it doesn't go that way. So I'm not going to say that, but people who have multiple jobs, or people who have high status, I'll say, positions, okay? So people who run in political arenas, people who run multi-billion-dollar businesses and that sort, they have those types of companies going, right? They can get to a point, attorneys can get to a point, doctors can get to a point to where their career has them running so fast that they miss out on juniors baseball game. They miss out on Sissy's softball game. They miss out on this recital. They missed out on that award ceremony, right? So you want to make sure that, again, that it's tempered, Capricorn, Cancer. Because that is an emotional side. That's the reason I speak to missing out on those family events, is because that's an emotional side of you that you need, whether you realize it or not, and certainly that your family and other loved ones need. Okay? Aquarius, Cancer. You care about humanity as well as those close to you. You have a great appreciation for approaches infused with traditions as well as those steeped in innovation. Finding ways to honor both your Cancer moon needs for closeness and your Aquarius sun need for distance is important to your well-being. So know when to take time for yourself, Aquarius sun, Cancer moon. Okay, because again, it's all about balance. It's all about balance, and it's all about, again, about loving yourself first. If Christianity says that Yeshua Christ is the cornerstone of the church, then loving yourself is the cornerstone of spirituality. You have to love yourself first. Okay, and that means caring for yourself first, and not lending yourself to others when you really don't have the time or energy. Okay, Pisces, and finally Pisces, Cancer. Okay, your inner life is quite rich. It's your sanctuary, the place you go for inspiration as well as when you need to escape the demands of life. You've got a caring spirit and readily give of yourself to others. With your empathic Pisces sun and emotional Cancer, you are known for your kindness and compassion. Okay, and this one probably best overall describes me, even though I do not have a Cancer. Highly ranked or raised in my chart, just because of the Pisces side of it, that is my ascendant sign. Okay, and so because of that, very much so, I go internal. That is my sanctuary. That's where I live. I meditated for 2.5 hours this morning. Started at 5:05 this morning, and then got done and posted a short video just a little while ago. That's where I dwell. That is my sanctuary. So I could definitely speak to that part of that, and the richness and escape that it allows me away from the 3D matrix and all the noise of life, and what often is just chaos around us. Just tempting distractions is what most of it is. Okay, just tempting distractions. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much for listening to this Living by the Moon series on Cancer, and we will next be covering Leo, and so I'm looking forward to sharing that. I again am a Leo Venus, and your Venus sign is your heart. So if you know what your Venus sign is, or once you discover that, then you can know more about yourself, about your heart, and what your heart needs, what your heart gives, how to nourish your heart. And so again, it's all about knowing thyself. And so thank you so much again for tuning in. You've been tuned in to The Encourager. My name's Nehru. Thank you so much, subscribers. We are up to 23. And so thank you so much. And for those of you who are returning listeners as well, thank you. And new listeners, thank you. Enjoy your day. And as always, be encouraged.